It's not going to be gross. We're so happy.
I'm so excited.
Not having something like a
so happy it's
fish
not gross.
pie or
No. This is so great.
We did healthy last week. And now we get
decadent.
Something sweet. Okay, so we have Leslie Rangel in the studio from La Hacienda Bakery. She was a sheriff's deputy for many years, and she was baking, and she decided to switch the lane into going full-time with baking, and that's how she got La
And you're
Hacienda.
not making donuts?
Hi.
We are.
You're a cop?
Oh my gosh,
Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
So tell us, so here you are, you're a sheriff's deputy, and you just like to bake on the side, or you already had like a side running business where people buy things from you?
So my mom is the one who came up with the idea.
Okay.
And 12 years ago, she said, why we don't do a bakery? Because she knows how to do donuts and bread. She's like, it's time for us, because that was her dream, to have a bakery. I said, but I'm at the academy. Like, everything was happening in one time. And she said, but I need your help, and you're the only one. And I said, okay, well, I was patrolling the streets, and I will be at the jail and like everywhere, but I will still be with her at the bakery. And to be honest, I did not know how to bake. I did not like it. She was always stressed trying to bake and sell, do everything, herself.
Right.
But then I said, I need to step up as oldest daughter. So I took classes on the side on how to bake, how to do cakes, wedding cakes and all that. So I did while I was at the sheriff's office. Sometimes I would have to do it with my uniform on because I didn't have a choice.
Wait a second. So you just processed somebody was arrested, and now you're
But then she go to
baking.
class.
Right, now I have to go to class.
And the difference between baking or just being a really good cook, like any one of us could be a really good cook because you could just throw it this, and this. But baking is a science. You cannot mess it up. If it's too much baking soda, if it's too much this, it screws up the recipe. So that's why you have to really know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't want to just follow what my mom do. I wanted to really go with someone professional that they can teach me how to, do other stuff and different than any other Mexican bakery. So that's
You must stick out.
Yes, we wanted to stick out. We didn't know how. So I told my husband, help me out. You have a marketing company.
Yeah.
We really need your help. And now we follow him. Whatever he say, all the new stuff is him.
And you made it to Good Morning America, Leslie.
Yes,
what was the product how did Good Morning America find you?
So my husband said, we need to come up with something different. Why not we're in the fall, bring pumpkin, bring something, something for the fall. So he said, why every Mexican makes the same conchas, why we don't do some concha different? So
and the concha is which is the bread that it's like a sweet bread.
It's
right?
like a sweet bread that all Mexican bakery sells. It's usually dry. That's why people don't like it.
Yeah.
Our conchas are not dry. So he said, why we don't fill them up? Do it something different so we can target everyone, not only Mexican or Hispanics. So he came up with different kind of fillings of pumpkin because he didn't want to just do straight pumpkin because there's a lot of people who don't like pumpkin.
Yeah.
He don't like pumpkin. So he's like, let's try different fillings and give it just to all the customers who come in and ask for honest opinion. So that's what we did until we had one pumpkin filling left.
You found it.
Yes, and he's like, well, let's do that now. Let's make it look like a pumpkin. So he was there, for many hours trying to make it look like a pumpkin.
The actual concha to be the shape of a pumpkin.
Right,
okay.
to make it concha look like a pumpkin with the filling. Never, honestly, I never ever thought we were going to go viral in a day. Like it happened.
Took off.
That's awesome.
It took off. Yes, I'm a small Mexican bakery with lines and lines.
And
you only have one location.
Where's the location? Like, where's this at?
So it's on I-10 East in Uvalde.
Okay.
And we're in the corner of Uvalde and Freeport.
So
180 Uvalde.
180 Uvalde is the address. It's La Hacienda Bakery. How long have you guys been open now, Leslie?
Well, we're going to go on 13 years
13
now.
years
13
now.
years.
Wow.
And so what year was the Good Morning America one? Was it this
That
past
was
fall?
yes,
Okay, this past
in
fall.
October.
Wow.
So what we have here, since you can't see it because it's radio, but it's all digital. You can, we can send
We're
pictures
filming.
on our stuff. You have the conchas. The conchas here are green. Are these pistachio conchas?
Yes, so for this month,
pistachio.
we said, why not? Well, he said, why not make different fillings again, but our own filling.
Yeah.
And play with it, let people try again, and people chose the pistachio cream.
concha. And these conchas are huge.
Can you show me?
You know I have big hands, Sam.
Yeah.
It's bigger than my hand.
Oh
Wow,
my
that
gosh.
is big.
The concha. It looks delicious.
Wow.
So, Leslie, for those that don't know what a concha is, it's basically like the best way I can describe it for those that can't see it is like a bread, but it has like a thick layer of what? What is this green layer?
So it's a paste made out of sugar.
Okay, it's a paste made out of sugar.
Yes.
And inside there's pistachio filling.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. Are conchas typically filled with something, or they're usually just the dry bread inside, like you said?
Right. Mexican conchas, they really don't fill the bread unless it's like an empanada.
Oh my God.
Wow. I don't even know where to start.
This is really
I think
good.
it's huge, like the size of a football.
And it's a really light cream.
Yeah.
It's not heavy at all.
So is it filled with anything in the inside?
It's a
then?
pistachio
So when
cream.
when you bite into it, then it has like this, like,
Yeah.
okay.
Let's give this a bite.
Okay, so we have the pistachio concha in here from Leslie from La Hacienda, La Hacienda Bakery.
So good.
It's messy.
It is because that sugar, that flour sugar layer comes.
Yeah, that is delicious.
Then you brought us this giant cinnamon roll.
I am so
That's not
excited
dry
for
at all.
this. Thank you.
Oh my God, that is so good. Oh my
Thank
God.
I know. I'm so happy that we don't have to torture ourselves for trying to do
Finally, we
this.
got something good.
Oh,
Because
that
you know,
is-
Leslie, we've had some terrible things we have to try.
I know. I've seen it.
You are doing us a good favor.
I've seen it.
Tell us what this is, this big square cold. Is it dos leches? What is this?
Yeah, well, it's actually 4 leches and a secret to make it 5.
no.
Yeah.
Wow.
That our marketing guy came up with the idea too in the recipe. He said, why not? Because right now pistachio is trending. Anything Dubai. So
Yeah.
he said, why not give it our
Dubai's huge.
Mexican touch, our, La Hacienda touch. So he came up with the 4 leches and a secret cake with pistachio.
Oh my God,
That
you're
looks
killing
so
me right now.
delicious.
How do you make
some
that
coffee.
pistachio cream is
So delicious.
delicious.
It's very light.
It's like it's a 24-hour process to make that cream. The pistachio paste,
Wow.
and then you gotta make a cream with it.
Oh,
Because
wow.
if you only do straight pistachio, it's gonna be too strong.
Okay.
So he said, why not make it like creamy, not straight pistachio?
Ooh, that is
That is
good.
the bomb.
Yeah.
Let me try that.
Thank you.
Cuatro leches. Let me try
Holy
that one.
cow.
Is it?
Pass it
Can
over
we
here,
try
Kev.
yours?
Now I'm looking around. So we have also these cups that
Oh,
look
I'll
like
try Kimmy's.
smoothie. Is that the same cream? This pistachio cream
Yes.
on the top?
Yes. So
Is the cadaif on top?
Yes.
Yeah,
Kadaifi.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
what
no,
else?
this is very different. I've never seen anything like this come across our desk. For our third thing that we're going to try, what do you call this?
Yeah, what is this?
So it's just strawberry Dubai style cups. But we wanted to make, it's what's trending now, but we wanted to make our, the Mexican touch way.
Okay, so people
Okay.
can understand, I'm looking at a see-through cup, which looks like it has kind of a trifle in it. So
Exactly.
like
It's got
at
many layers.
Yeah, so I see strawberry. I see, is that a chocolate layer,
So-
a cream layer, and a pistachio layer?
But also in between, you're going to find the kataifi with the pistachio cream.
Kadaifi
Man.
is the, the phyllo that you've seen, the thin sheets of
Oh,
phyllo.
that's good.
Kadaifi is shredded phyllo.
Oh my God, that's
It
good.
has been made with Greek desserts for years, Mediterranean desserts for years, and that's what the Dubai chocolate that's viral is. Remember I brought you all the Dubai chocolate?
Yeah.
So you take the kadaifi that's dry, you toast it,
Yes.
and then you mix it with pistachio cream, and then they're encasing it in chocolate bars, and that's what Dubai chocolate is.
Yes.
But this is the kadaifi. You've put it through the trifle, and then you sprinkle dry kadaifi on top with
my
the
God.
pistachio cream.
That may be one of the best things I've ever
Delicious.
eaten. It's
Oh,
so good.
thank you.
This is
Thank you.
amazing.
on it.
And every
I wanna
day,
try this cinnamon
this is
roll.
all available every day,
Oh, for the month of April, yes.
month of April. And then you
So
change it
every
up to
month-
different.
Yes, every month is something different.
Is the cinnamon roll available every day?
That we're gonna have it every day. Yes, the
Yeah.
cinnamon roll we're gonna have.
I
it
think it's
every day.
huge.
I cannot wait for that.
Oh, God, now there's a
Because
cinnamon
you guys
roll.
aren't even,
Y'all,
you're
the
not even
cinnamon roll.
sharing that. We didn't get to try that over here.
Which one have
Yeah.
you tried?
No, not the cinnamon roll.
Don't
The
you give
other
me
Oh,
one.
she wanna
Try
try
this
the
one.
strawberry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, I didn't double dip.
Thank you.
Try this. It's so
For those just tuning in
Thank
to
you.
the Roula
Ahmad and I
Show
are over
there,
here
I love the
fiending.
support.
we are having
Small
a really
business.
great time with a new small business we've
Thanks, Ryan.
come across. It's called La Hacienda Bakery on the east side, I-10 East in Uvalde, 180 Uvalde. Leslie was a sheriff's deputy. I'm trying to talk and eat at the same time. And your mom started this, and now you do this full time. It's your 13th year. You even made it to Good Morning America with your
I can see
pumpkin
why.
spice concha.
It's so
And-
good.
But even bigger, you
Everything
made it to
is
the Roula
delicious.
Ryan show with Eric.
That's right, baby.
What's your
I know.
socials? People want to know your socials.
We're La Hacienda Bakery on Instagram. We're La Hacienda Bakery 1.
Wait, am I saying it wrong? Is La Hacienda or La
No,
Hacienda?
no. She's just saying it fast.
I'm
La
saying-
Hacienda.
Oh,
Because
okay.
in Spanish, you skip through that H.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you want to spell it out, you're spelling out the word Hacienda for your Instagram?
In
La-
Spanish, La Hacienda, people
Yeah,
will know it's with an
Hacienda.
H, but it
Okay.
is La Hacienda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you
Congrats.
so much
No,
for this.
thank you for having us.
This cinnamon roll is so soft and just
I am
perfect.
just so excited. We may crash in like 10 minutes, and I'm
Sugar
not
come
even
down.
worried about
I'm
it
going to
at
need
all.
some coffee to cut this.
It'll be fine. Yes, I have been craving like sugar because I'm pregnant, and then it's just like, oh,
What?
thank
You are?
Perfect.
Oh, you're pregnant?
Yes.
Congrats.
I was going
Thank
to tell you
you.
something.
So
but,
this is
thank
yeah.
God.
I don't normally have this big old belly. Delicious. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Wow.
joining
No,
us.
thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, and God
Thank you.
bless you guys. See, it's another one of those things. You were in one lane, and the light got shined on the other, and you said, "Let's run down that one." And here you are now, 12 years.
Kevin is messy, guys.
I know.
Kevin
He
has
is
a-
a-
I'm sure he
he gets
is.
more on him than in him.
We can't let him have anything.
You gotta take a
Okay,
break.
so now we have to take a break because all of our hands are full of sugar and sweet. But
Yeah,
when
True
we come
Crime
back,
Tuesday.
we want to take your calls on True Crime Tuesday. You guys have really knocked it out of the park with some of these stories we had no idea existed in our area. Or maybe it's before you moved to Houston. This happened where you used to live.
Yeah, if you were a witness to a crime, you were part of a crime, you committed a crime.
Or you lived next to somebody who was part of a massive crime. You have no
Yeah.
idea. You're like,
We
oh my
wanna
God,
hear
that's my
from you.
neighbor.
You're that neighbor on TV. I thought he was a nice guy. I didn't know he had
They
20
always say
bodies.
that. Isn't that the
attic.
case?
I don't know
Oh,
why
he
he had
seems
those
like
barrels
such a
in
nice
his
guy.
driveway all the time.
All right.
What was in those barrels?
Our
People?
phone number is 833-390-KRBE. That's 833-390-5723.
Yeah, True Crime Tuesday. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
4.1 KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric, and it is True Crime Tuesday.
All right, we never know where we're going to get. So, it's only going to be as good as the phone calls that come in at 833-390-KRBE. Sometimes we're just like totally shocked at some of the things that we didn't realize we were so close to and connected to. True crime documentaries are like out of this world number one with so many people. They like to listen to them on podcasts, like to watch them on streaming services. And you just never know.
They
how
say
close
you shouldn't watch
one.
that right before you go to bed. They say it's bad
I say,
for
why
you.
not? That's the best
whoever
time.
they are,
Right,
says
it's
you shouldn't be
fine.
watching anything before you go to bed. Whatever, just shut it.
I'll have to
Fun.
tell you guys then a funny story after our call about someone having a serial killer middle name, and I told them that like within 10 minutes of meeting them and how that conversation went.
Oh,
Okay.
is it like Kevin's?
It probably didn't go well.
Or not. Carmen's up first.
Hey, that's a name that child molesters have. Hey, it's like, hey, well, thanks.
yeah.
Or
You're
keep
wanted
calling with True
now.
Crime and you don't have to hear this story.
Yeah, 833-390-KRBE. Carmen, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Carmen.
Yeah.
All right, Carmen, was this a crime that you were somehow involved in, or how are you connected to the story you were going to tell us?
Well, in the early 90s, I was waiting tables at, the old Steak and Ales.
Oh, yeah. Whatever happened to them?
A murder suspect, unbeknownst to me, came in, sat in my section, and I waited on him and the girlfriend. Wasn't really a girlfriend, but, they sat in my section, and I waited on him. I didn't know until the next day when the Harris County Sheriff's Department showed up. I was off, and I got a barrage of phone calls. Carmen, oh, my God, you have to come back to the restaurant. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? And that's when I was told, you waited on a murder suspect, and I just about died.
Now, how did they track it
man.
that this person, we have too many questions. What was the person wanted for all this? But how did they track that person was sitting at your section? Like, is this before we had all this technology and cameras everywhere?
Did they catch him and you have a receipt, or did they, how did they catch him?
What he did, and I don't remember his name or the victim's name, but he murdered someone that lived off Wunderlich in 1960, and he went like a dum-dum, went all up and down 1960 using her credit cards at various restaurants.
Jeez.
My
Like an
gosh.
idiot, right?
Yeah.
So what had happened, the next day I was told to, oh my gosh, you have to call Harris County Sheriff's Department. I had to go downtown, give a statement, the whole bit. I met with, I guess, a sketch artist, and I was sitting in this room, and there was, a couple other people in there, and we all started talking, and we're like, well, what are you here for? What are you here for?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody goes, well, I wait tables at Papado. Oh, I wait tables at Black Eyed Pea. And I went, oh my gosh, we're all here for the same thing.
So he used
And
the
that-
murder suspect's credit card to eat at all those restaurants.
Yes.
And that's how they
With the
tracked you at
same
Steak and
girl.
Ale.
Was he-
It's
Okay.
the same girl.
Same
Yeah,
girl?
it's the
Same girl.
Same day or
Right.
the whole week?
I don't know.
I'm
It-
guessing
it
that
was
spread
the
out
weirdest
throughout
thing.
the week.
Imagine it being on the
He's
same
really,
day.
really hungry.
Yeah.
Can I ask
Really
what
hungry.
year this
Starving
was?
before you murder me.
This was in the early 90s. I want to say 93, 94 maybe.
Okay.
Um,
So what ended up
don't
happening,
really
Carmen?
remember.
You guys are all servers from different restaurants that are there to give your side of the story of waiting on this murder suspect. What actually ended up happening?
So I got a subpoena. I had to go to court. I sat in this room for the entire day. Had to miss school that day, but, I had a pretty good excuse. I testified in a murder trial. So then I was called in there. They said, hey, is the murder suspect or is this suspect or the defendant in the room? I said, yeah, I waited on the guy. There he is right over there.
Oh, wow.
And so now this guy, I'm sure has friends, and now he knows where I work. That was a little daunting.
Yeah, scary.
So he ended up, I believe he got 25 years. I lost track of the guy. I don't even remember his name. So I'm very curious.
He only got 25 years for murder?
That's my understanding. I think it may have been 25 to life. I don't remember.
How did he
It's
tip?
so long ago.
Did he give you a good tip?
What's a killer?
Because it
good
wasn't his
tipper?
car anyway?
Actually, the guy was a kind of a cheapskate. His day, and I don't know why, but I still remember what they ate.
What they
I
eat?
could tell
I'm just
you.
curious.
Yeah, I
Crazy.
could tell you the color of her hair, what dress she was wearing. The thing that tipped me off that I thought was odd, you go into a kind of a nice-ish restaurant. Most gentlemen remove their hats. The guy was wearing a cowboy hat. He never took it off. And I went, well, that's strange.
That's not a good cowboy.
And then, so he had a very small, little sirloin steak. She had some chicken dish. And they were kind of shifty, just looking at each other, looking at me. Didn't order dessert. They're like, oh, we're ready to go. And, of course, like an idiot, I didn't look at the credit card. So I'm like, okay, here's your check. They signed it. They left. Their bill couldn't have been more than about $30. Remember, this is back in the 90s.
Back then in the 90s, people, if they had a big bill on a credit card, you, as the server, you had to go and look through the book, the little magazine that they had of all the bad credit
Was this
card
lady,
numbers.
was she a killer? Was she part of his group?
Like accomplice?
I never knew what role, if any, she played in that, but I remember I had to identify her. They would bring her in the courtroom, and they said, we're going to bring her in, and then she's going to leave. And then they asked the question, do you recognize her? I'm like, yeah, that was the girl that was with the defendant in the restaurant.
I'm
using
going to
the credit
guess,
card.
Carmen, the reason he had her also with him for whatever other reason is because he's using the credit card of a
And
female.
he needs a female.
yeah.
And he needs to be with a female because you
possibly,
probably you would have probably looked and said, well, you're not,
was there a-
Ashley Wilson.
You're like a detective.
Someone just texted, do you get to keep the tip if it's on a stolen credit card?
I would think not.
Like, did you get the...
Well,
Well, it was
I
paid
don't
out,
know.
right?
I got my tips. I got my tips at the end of the night, and I left just like everybody
So you
else.
got it.
Yeah,
assuming
because
she
they
would.
didn't
I
know
got
it that
it.
night. They didn't know that night he was a
Yeah.
murder suspect.
That's the bank.
I did not know until the next day.
And
And so
if this is in the 90s also, Carmen, let's remind everybody how restaurants worked back then. You probably still had the charge thing across with the carbon copy. And if you were more advanced, maybe Steak and Ale was more advanced, you did have some kind of Telos machine where you'd swipe the card, but it was it's not as advanced as it is now.
I don't think they did swipes back in the early 90s.
Well, I worked in a
We
restaurant.
actually did. We actually
Yeah.
did. We
Really?
only had the carbon copy thing if the machine was down for some odd reason, and that didn't really happen very
The
often.
90s is kind of where it turned from the charge back thing.
Did the
with
killer
carbon copy.
on his steak, did he order it well done with ketchup?
Eric, you are ridiculous.
That's my theory.
Aaron
You're a
wants to know how
serial killer?
killers eat.
Yeah, I figured if it's well done, butterflied, and ketchup, this guy definitely is a killer.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. She said he had a
or
small
a serial killer,
steak.
for that matter. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, you got to be nuts to do that.
Do you
Wow,
remember the guy's
Carmen.
name? Like, could you
She's like,
Google
Can't think
it?
of it. She's trying
She
to.
doesn't.
I
Man.
could probably, if I were shown a photo of him, I could probably say, yeah, that's him. But I do not remember his name. I do remember the prosecutor's name. I think she went on to be a judge.
Wow. What was her name? Just curious.
Her name was Debbie Mantooth,
Okay.
and it's spelled just like it sounds, Mantooth.
That
I
was
know, right?
that was a famous guy's name.
Man,
Oh, you're thinking-
Randolph Mantooth.
That was the guy from a TV show called Emergency.
he should have been a dentist.
Oh, please.
What's her name?
Eric.
Brandy or
Randy
De-
Mantooth.
Debbie Mantooth.
Debbie Man?
All right, Carmen, thanks so much
You're
for sharing
born to
your
be a-
story for True Crime Tuesday. You had to be
Speaking of other
witness in a murder
let's hear
trial.
Sam's story real quick.
Oh yeah. So I got introduced to a friend over the weekend. We were out getting drinks and oh, sorry, the music. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You didn't like that for this, Eric?
Yes.
I was out at a bar
Oh, sinister.
with
like
my
that.
baby. I can't drink. But
You're
we
in
were
a-
there.
You're in a bar.
With a baby.
It was a brewery.
Belly.
It was a brewery.
still beer
I
place.
also met Kevin there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you
Anywho.
got to
Crossed
eat,
over.
basically.
So I meet this gentleman, and for some reason his middle name came up. I don't remember what it was. Maybe we were talking about like baby names, and so then he said his middle name is Wayne, and I was like, "Oh, so you're gonna be a serial killer?" And he looks at me, and I was like,
Oops.
Sorry. I was like, I really am into.
But Wayne is such a common middle name for serial killers.
Exactly. I was like, I'm really into like serial killer things and like drama of that kind of source. I was like, so, and my friend goes, nuh-uh. I was like, I swear to God. I was like, Google it. So she goes and Googles it, and instantly it comes up as Wayne is the #1 serial killer middle name, because I remember Kev telling me this because his middle name is Wayne, and also his husband's middle name is Wayne.
Double whammy.
And then this guy was Wayne, and he's like, well, I haven't murdered anyone. And I was like, yes. But it's like within 10 minutes of meeting this guy, I'm telling you that you're going to be a serial killer.
Yeah, how do you answer that one? You got to say like.
I think he was just kind of baffled. And then when my friend went and did like the Google and showed it, she was like, oh my gosh. I was like, see?
Fun fact about your name. You're probably going to kill somebody. Okay, let me
we'll see if we ever meet him again.
Weird conversation piece.
Take a photo of him just in case.
Yeah.
No.
In case I
I will remember what he looks like.
Okay,
now
let me throw you all
from
this because
story.
we do True Crime Tuesday here on our show. If you want to go to the podcast page, you can find a whole bunch of true crime stories that Ahmad has put together as an hour-long podcast. But I feel odd about saying, oh, I'm so into murder and true crime stuff, because I feel bad for the victims' families who are like...
But you just find it fascinating.
No, you only feel bad if you're cheering for the killer.
I know, but I
Like, you know
feel
what I mean?
bad
Like,
when it's like...
it's intriguing.
I don't know, there's something weird about it. I remember actually we watched the Dahmer series on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
The families of those victims were so angry because they were like, all these like, oh, Jeffrey Dahmer killed somebody, eat them. And like, you kind of almost sensationalize it where it's like not comical, but it's disrespectful. But these are real people who were murdered and missing for years. And their families were traumatized, terrified, and mentally tortured over where is my loved one.
They're
And
going to relive it.
Oh, look at Dahmer, what he did. So I don't know.
But that's a new people to learn these things that never knew about it, these stories.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're being respectful.
Respectful, not dressing like him for Halloween.
trying to
Remember that
be-
was a whole thing? That is messed up.
Yeah, like these people that go to jail to marry them and meet them.
Yes.
And fall in love with
No.
the Menendez brothers type thing. It's like,
Oh, yeah. Now, here's what they say. They say crime documentaries often provide unique insight into the human psyche. So that reveals the motivation and the thought process behind criminal acts. So it can be fascinating and terrifying. It forces us to confront the darker side of human nature. That's why we are so interested in this. It does boggle my mind. Like, I could not even imagine, like, hurting a fly and how somebody could actually take a human life.
Oh, I've heard a fly.
Yeah,
At a barbecue. Get the hell out of here with
Okay,
that.
Rolla, you know what I mean. It's just an example.
Get
Like,
out my mashed potatoes.
I could not imagine
you can't?
hurting somebody physically.
You have said this a
You said it
million
both
times
times on
in
the show.
22 years about if somebody hurt your child, you will kill them.
But I mean, I don't sit around and think about it.
Well,
Like,
that's-
it's not
I would
something
hope
that...
Because you're not a
Not
serial
Ryan.
killer.
You're normal.
Is your middle name's not Wayne?
Yeah. Kevin, on the other hand, we don't know about this guy.
so horrible to
Kev's like, I'm going to murder you,
witness something
Sam.
like that.
It's a quiet one.
Wayne. Eric, we just did Try It Tuesday. What did you talk about Try It Tuesday again?
Well, we have some more things to try.
Oh.
Really?
Somebody else is here.
Good thing I'm
Another
wearing
place is
stretchy
here.
pants.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
More
double book.
food?
Double.
I wanted to do dessert second, but we can do savory
Yeah,
second.
we went savory. Now we're going to get food.
Oh my God, we're going to
This
get real
is
food?
like a thank you for you guys for putting up with all this stuff for a year and a half, 3 years of trying bad things.
Oh my God,
We're
it's like,
getting all good things
it's like
today.
a double gold medal reward, Sam. Look at us. All right, I
I'm
guess
so excited.
I'll tell you all about it.
the surprise Try It Tuesday part 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Next
snap.
on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. Bruno Mars. No, of course I do. That's Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga, Die with a Smile. It's the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. We usually do a scoop here brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas, but we're doing Try It Tuesday part 2, a little surprise. Little surprise breakfast stop. Eric, how did this happen?
Ahmad. Thanks to Ahmad. He's been working his butt off. I said, I'm putting you in charge of the food. And Chop Shop, you guys,
Original Chop Shop is here.
I think Rita talked
Is our sales
does
Okay.
sales with us and said they want to come in here. We're like, okay, we'll check the food out.
Now, what is the specialty at Chop Shop?
Well, it's the original Chop Shop,
Yeah.
and there's 3
Okay.
locations. The one that Ashley and Carlos are from are San Felipe and Post Oak. It's over there by the Total Wine in that strip center kind of curve
It's
on
so
the
sad 'cause
corner.
Roulette to tell me where places are by where Specs and Total Wine are.
Yeah. It's always
Oh,
an
yeah.
alcohol
You know
destination.
exactly where
Oh, now I know where it is. Oh, yeah.
And I'm so glad that Ashley and Carlos are in here, guys, because a lot of the sandwiches at Original Chop Shop are Breadman bread, and I've never had a chance to try them.
That's funny.
And here they come in here today. Hi, Ashley. How's it going?
Hi, good. How about you?
Oh, we're good.
Morning.
Thanks for bringing us breakfast. Tell us what we're eating
There's
today.
no crickets in it or anything.
So today we brought the cheat day wrap.
And
the
then-
cheat day wrap. What's in there? A bunch of whipped cream and chocolate and strawberries?
Handcuffs?
It's
What?
a little bit more of the filling option, hence the name, the cheat day wrap.
Yeah.
In the cheat day wrap, it comes in scrambled egg, bacon, white cheddar, avocado, tomato, brown rice, and your choice of turkey or ham.
Ooh, yummy. Now, the original Chop Shop has a bunch of sandwiches and salads, but what did you say? A lot of people are confused by the name of your shop. What do they think you are?
So we've gotten calls on like auto repair.
Yeah. Chop Shop, you take apart vehicles.
Or like
Not expecting that.
Well, think about it. Yeah, it's like when your car gets stolen, they take it to a
chop
chop
shop.
shop.
Yeah, Chop Shop. And then what else? Because I was thinking it was a steakhouse.
I
People
was
think
thinking
you're a
like barbecue
steakhouse.
because you like
Or
chop
cutting
and
hair.
Oh, cutting
didn't even
hair.
think about that.
yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
that one or a
chopped
butcher
salads.
place.
A
Butcher?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is
a
your
butchery,
specialty
right?
then?
My
Yeah.
specialty?
Yeah,
Or
what
the-
does the Chop Shop
the
specialize
store.
in?
Like
Yeah.
the store, what's their main, like...
Everything is made in house. We have salads, we have protein bowls, sandwiches. Everything is customizable. We have vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free options. We also, for allergies, if in case you have any allergies, we also like to help in with that. But majority our food is to feed everyone, no
Nice.
matter your diet.
You'll find something there no matter
Yeah,
what.
And it's all
Everything-
fresh made
So
there.
even if
Yes.
you're a picky eater, you're going to find something.
Well, one
Yes.
thing that I like, a lot of times a lot of places will have just the wraps of the breakfast, but you have hooked me up here with a bowl.
What's in
so
that bowl,
So
Kev?
that, you can avoid the carbs if you want to. And there's actually steak cut up in here along with the eggs and the carrots and the broccoli and got some cheese up in here and salsa.
What's that sauce?
Salsa.
Salsa.
Oh, that is salsa. Okay.
Yeah, and queso aquí.
Look at you, Kevin.
Yes.
That's your second favorite bowl.
I know.
Well, we certainly
Can't eat
know
the
what
other
the
one.
first one is.
The original Chop Shop, y'all have how many locations?
We
Three,
have
right?
3 locations in the Houston area.
But you're not. Y'all started in Arizona, right? Or
Yes,
you
we based
across the
off in
country?
Arizona.
And Rula
So-
knows her homework.
Well, because Tasso does the bread. Because
like,
Tasso
wow.
is always when my
Just
husband
fun facts
Tasso
with
got the
Roula.
Chop Shop account. I remember he was really excited, and he goes,
That's why she knows it, Eric.
"Yes," because he goes, "Chop Shop has my
money.
bread," and I said, "I've never made it to Chop Shop." So I
They came to
texted
you.
him, and I said they just came to us. So I do know that they started in another state, and you've got 3 locations. So if I have it right, you have the one that's at San Felipe and Boss. Mm-hmm. You've got the one in that center on Kirby. Is that Buffalo Speedway in Kirby, guys?
No.
Where that Texas Children's is?
With the Texas Children's, the Alta, there's a Kelsey Siebel across.
Isn't that the right place? You know what I'm talking
That's the River Oaks location.
about? Okay, and then where's the third one?
We have the third one in the Woodlands.
Got
That
it.
one just opened up.
Oh, that'll do well there.
Yeah, it's
Woodlands.
blooming out
And
there.
everyone there is like 6'2", so they eat a lot.
There's
of
something in
food.
the water in
They're
the
all
Woodlands.
I
Everyone's
feel like
tall.
they're like Norwegian gods. They're all just tall.
Right.
Never
We
take on their volleyball
We have
teams.
found the real Arundel, and it's called the Woodlands. Elsa is there with her all her people. Well, gosh, Ashley, thanks for dropping off some breakfast. We've had a reverse day today. We had all the sweets first,
Yeah.
and now we're having the breakfast and the protein.
I'm having my
That's
sugar
nice.
crash.
What are your times that you're open at Chop Shop? Original Chop Shop.
During the weekday, we are open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And on the Sunday, only the Sundays, we open at 7 and we close at 8.
And what would you say is the do not miss dish at your spot?
Like for
at the Chop
lunchtime.
Shop?
You got to have this.
Okay, my personal favorite, the do not miss at all, would either have to be a Korean steak with an egg added to it, personally with jasmine
Eric.
rice.
Oh.
Add a
I'm
little
in.
bit of avocado in there.
Oh, yeah.
Or one of my biggest, my favorite would be the citrus Thai. Add some tofu in there, some grilled tofu, or maybe some shrimp.
It's a citrus Thai bowl.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Thai peanut dressing has a little bit of a spice to it with jalapenos.
Oh,
so
yummy.
it really puts everything together.
Did you see she brought something that had jalapeno goat cheese, Kev?
No, but I'm about
You
to
gonna
find
try
out.
that. Sam's baby's gonna be kicking and crazy. He's stretching and kicking. Jalapeno goat cheese and all that sugar.
Sam's mom's in town, but you're going to be falling asleep. Your mom would be bored because you're going to be asleep by 10
I
or
know.
It's okay. She'll
1:30,
bring you
whenever
Like,
you
what
some
are our
food.
plans today? I was like, nap.
I'm sleeping.
I'm bringing you food home. I'm going to nap while you eat.
Well, Ashley, tell me gang at Original Chop Shop, thanks for the food drop. We are excited to support all kinds of delicious, healthy things, even though we don't make the healthiest choices sometimes.
Yeah,
We're glad
thank
you
you.
do.
I'm just happy to have good stuff
We're
today.
glad that you supply them. Y'all have a great day. Carlos, thank you so much.
Thanks,
and
Carlos.
to
Thank you,
everybody at
Carlos.
Original Chop Shop, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
If you guys missed what happened on Revenge today, this is where somebody got messed with and they come to our show to show their payback. It had to be with an ex. It had to do with an
He
ex.
did not like his ex-wife choice.
Yeah, the ex-wife's dating choice.
Yes, and marriage choice.
And yeah, exactly. You'll hear the whole story next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.